Hello and welcome to the Mandala Tiles crochet pattern. I will be demonstrating the basic motif in the octagon shape and the square shape and a method of how you can join those. This is a beautiful pattern to customize whatever size you wish for a table runner, a blanket, shawl, so many choices. So I will show you the basic motifs and let's get started. You will need to choose your yarn. Again, you can use as many colors as you wish or a solid color. I'm going to stick with the two colors as shown in the pattern just to make it simpler. I am using a DK weight merino wool. The pattern has a suggested yarn and size of hook. The hook size there is slightly larger than what's written on the size of the label. So I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook with my DK weight yarn. So go ahead and get your supplies and I'll meet you here soon to get started. Round 1, using color A, we're going to start with a magic ring. We will chain 5 to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into the ring we will make a double crochet, chain 2 7 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 for our first round. Now we don't want to close up the ring tightly. I'm just making mine a little bit smaller than it was. We'll slip stitch into the third chain, 1, 2, 3 of our starting chain 5. And then we will slip stitch into this chain 2 as well. Okay, and then for round 2, I want to use color B. So I'm just going to attach my yarn on the back of my working color A yarn. And if you're only using 2 colors, you won't need to fasten off. You'll just be able to carry them up the back, switching back and forth. So for round 2, I'm ready with my color B. So we'll slip stitch into the same chain 2 space. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that counts as a double crochet, chain 1. We will skip this double crochet, and working into the next space we'll make a double crochet, and then we're going to make a treble back into the ring between these 2 double crochet, but working in front of the chain. So we yarn over twice, go into the center of a ring and through the loop between those 2 double crochet, pull up our loop and yarn over, pull through 2 3 times to finish that treble crochet. And then double crochet back in that chain space between the double crochet from the first round. So in that first chain space we have a double, treble back into the magic ring, and a double in that chain space again. And chain 1. Then we'll work into the next space again with a double crochet, that treble down into the magic ring, double crochet in the same space, and chain 1. So that's 2 repeats. You're going to work 5 more, and I'll meet you back here just at the end of this round. Okay, So I've worked my 7 repeats. You want to be careful, particularly on this last one, that you're still working over that tail from the magic ring, so we're able to tighten that up. So we'll just finish up this last repeat. So we have these 8 sections. So we'll double crochet in this next space where we made that starting chain 4. Work that treble down between the chain and the double crochet. And then we'll join with a slip stitch to the 3rd chain of our starting chain 4, which acts as the double crochet to finish this round. So now we can go ahead and tighten up the magic ring and secure that tail. Round 1 and 2 complete. Round 2 should have the 24 stitches plus those 8 chain 1 spaces. Round 3, we're going to slip stitch into the chain space, grabbing our color A again, and we will work round 2 with our color A. Chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Now we want to work a front post treble, so a yarn over twice, and we're going to work around this double crochet from round 1 and working in front of the round 2 chain space. So front post treble. So our hook went from the front to the back, out to the front, pulled up a loop, and then we finished our treble. We'll double crochet back into that same space where we worked our first chain 3, chain 2, and skipping these next 3 stitches, we'll work into the next space, and we'll work that double crochet in that space, yarn over twice, the front post treble around the color A, double crochet from the first round, and a double crochet back into that same space, chain 2, and skip the 3 stitches. So we'll work that a total of 7 times, the double crochet in the next space, front post treble, double crochet, chain 2, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. When you have worked those 7 repeats, we will finish up by joining to the top of our starting chain 3. There'll be a total of 24 stitches and 8 chain 2 spaces. Round 4, we'll switch back to color B, and we'll slip stitch into the top of this front post treble. And I just like to snug up my color A to secure that there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which counts as a double crochet, and into that same stitch we're going to work 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that'll be like a total of 5 double crochet in there. So we're going to skip this next stitch, and then working down around this treble 2 rows below, we're going to make an extended front post double crochet. So you yarn over once, go in from the front around the back, back to the front, pull a yarn up. Then you yarn over and pull through just 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 twice for an extended front post double crochet. And then skipping this next stitch here, we will work 5 double crochet into the next front post double from round 3. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet in that front post double. So we'll just continue to work around, making the front post extended double crochet on the treble 2 rows below, and then the 5 double crochet in the front post treble. And I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after our 7 repeats, we'll need to work 1 more front post extended double around that treble 2 rows below, and then slip stitch to the start of our beginning chain 3 to finish off this round. "48 stitches. Okay, so to start round 5, we are going to switch to color A again. We want to make a back post slip stitch around that chain 3 so that our working yarn will be on the back side. So back post slip around that chain 3, chain 2, which counts as our back post double crochet then. Back post double around the next double, and then into this next stitch, which is the middle of that group of 5, we will work a double crochet, a back post double crochet, and another double crochet, which may be a little bit tighter to insert our hook after that back post. And then back post double crochet around the next 2. So that on the pattern is written by BPDC2. That means back post double around the next 2. Skip 1 stitch. Then we're working on the next group of 5. So we'll start with those 2 back post double crochet, 1 and 2. And then in that center one, we will make the double crochet, back post double, and double crochet in that same stitch. Remember, that's a little bit tricky to work back into the top after the back post. And then 2 more back post double crochet. Okay, so you can repeat this set of stitches 6 more times, and then I'll meet you at the end of this round. So when you have finished working around round 5, we will join with the slip stitch in the top of our starting chain 2. There should be a total of 56 stitches on this round. Round 6, we will be using color B, slip stitch into the next stitch with our color B, chain 2, which it will not count as a stitch. We're going to work an extended double crochet into the top of the second double crochet 2 rounds below. So this first one we worked a back post around. Here's the second one. So we're going to work an extended double crochet. So we pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 1, then yarn over, pull through 2 twice for our extended double crochet. We're going to skip the stitch behind the extended double crochet, 2 double crochet in the next, 1, 2, and 1 double crochet in the next, and 2 double into the next, 1 and 2, and then working into the 4th double crochet, so the one just past where we worked those 3 stitches, we'll make another extended double. We'll skip the stitch behind and the next one, and then we want to work into the gap between the second skip stitch and the next one, so that little space or the gap there. and place a double crochet in there. And then starting again in that second double crochet 2 rounds below, we'll make that extended double. We'll skip those 2 stitches behind, and then working into this first here, we will make 2 double, so 2 double crochet in that first stitch, 1 double in the next, and 2 double crochet in that next stitch. 1 extended double 2 rounds below on the stitch just past the one that has those 3 stitches in it. So an extended double, you skip the stitch behind and the next stitch, double crochet in the gap. Okay, we'll repeat that 6 more times, and I'll meet you here at the end of that. So once we've worked around, we can join with a slip stitch to the top of that extended double, not the chain 2, but working into that extended double to finish off this round. There should be a total of 72 stitches. Round 7, we're going to continue with color B. We'll chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, single crochet into that same stitch, single crochet in the next 2, and then we'll place 3 single crochet in that next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we would just start the repeat again with single crochet in the next 3, single crochet in the next 7. Sorry, 3 single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next 7. So we've worked 1 full repeat. We want to do 6 more, and then I'll meet you at that point. So when we have finished the 7 repeats, we will work another set of the 3 single crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in each of the next 4, 2, 3, and 4, which should bring us to our starting of the round, where we'll slip stitch into the top of that single crochet with color A. So for round 8, we will start with chain 3 with color A, double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll start our repeat in the next stitch with 3 double crochet in that stitch, 1, 2, and 3. Double crochet in each of the next 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip 1 stitch and double crochet in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we want to work that a total of 7 times, 3 double crochet in 1 stitch, double crochet in the next 4, skip a stitch, double crochet in 4. So I'll meet you back here after those repeats. When we have completed the 7 repeats, we will work that 3 double crochet in the next stitch, 1, 2, and 3, double crochet in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3,
and 4, and then we will skip that last stitch and slip stitch into the top of our chain 3 to give us a total of 88 stitches. And then we want to slip stitch in the top of the next stitch as well to start in the correct spot for next round. So round 9, we're going to be using color B again. We want to slip stitch around we're going to slip stitch around that same stitch that we just slip stitched into. So we want to go around the post of that stitch with color B and then chain 2, and that counts as a back post double crochet. And then in the next 3 stitches we will work a back post double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3 back post double crochet, and including our starting stitch, that's 4 in a row. And then the next stitch, which should be the middle of the group of 3 from last round, we'll work a double crochet in the top of the stitch, a back post double crochet around that same stitch, and 1 more double crochet back in the top of that stitch. And sometimes after you've worked the back post, it's a little bit tricky to get back into the top. And then we'll make a back post double crochet around each of the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4 back post double crochet. And then we'll work a back post double crochet 2 together. So we yarn over, go around the next stitch, pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 2, but leave those last 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again and around the next stitch, pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through 2, so there should be 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 for a back post 2 together. And then we'll back post double around the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that should bring us to that middle stitch again. So ready to start the repeat over with that double crochet, back post double, and double all around that middle stitch. 4 back post double, the back post 2 together, 4 back post double. So you can continue that for a total of 7 repeats, and I'll meet you back here at the end of that. So when you've worked your 7 repeats, we should be ready at that middle stitch again at the point. We'll work the double crochet, back post double, around that same stitch, and double crochet into the top of that stitch. And back post double crochet around the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the back post double 2 together around those last 2 stitches of the side. And then we'll join into the top of our starting chain 2, but we want to use color A again to finish off the slip stitch. Round 10, again using color A, we're going to chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, single crochet into the same stitch, and a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. So starting this round with 3 single crochet. So we want to work a double crochet into this first stitch of the group of 3 2 rounds below. So not last round, but the previous round in the same color A, and into the top of that first stitch we're going to work a double crochet. We're not going to skip any stitches behind, so single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then work another double crochet in the top of that last stitch of the group of 3 2 rounds below. So it should look something like that. We'll have a double crochet in the first and in the last stitch 2 rounds below. We didn't skip any stitches and worked the 5 single crochet around the top. And then again, we won't skip any stitches and single crochet in the next 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then ready to start that corner with that double crochet in that first stitch of the corner 2 rounds below. Don't skip behind, and single crochet in 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then work that second double crochet in the top of that last stitch of the group of 3 in the corner, 2 rounds below. Don't skip behind, and single crochet in the next 7. That's 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have worked 2 repeats. You want to do that a total of 7 times, and I'll meet you back here just before we finish off this round. So after the 7th repeat, we are ready to do one more of those corners. So the double crochet in the first of the group of 3 2 rounds below, single crochet in 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then double crochet 2 rounds below into the top of that last double crochet of the group of 3, and then we'll single crochet in 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, to finish off this round, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet, but changing back to color B to finish that slip stitch. Round 11, we're using color B. We'll chain 3 to start and double crochet into the next stitch as well. Oops. Then we want to work a treble crochet into the top of the first double crochet before the corner 3 rounds below. So where we just made this double last round, in the stitch before that we're going to place a treble crochet. 1, 2, and 3. We will skip the stitch behind and double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then 3 double crochet into the next, which should be that middle single crochet of the group of 5 we worked last round. So 3 double crochet into that stitch, double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, And then we'll work that treble crochet just past where we made the double crochet, so down into the top of the next stitch 3 rounds below to make our treble. We'll skip a stitch behind, double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2. We'll skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next 2, 1 and 2. So that's our first repeat. I'll work one more with you. So we're going to start with the treble 3 rounds below, just before where we placed the double crochet last round. Skip a stitch behind, double crochet in the next 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then ready to work 3 double crochet in that next single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and then ready to work that treble 3 rounds below, just past the double crochet from last round. Skip a stitch behind, double crochet in 2, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next 2. So that's 2 repeats. You'll continue to work that around for a total of 7 repeats, and I'll meet you back here at that spot. To complete round 11, we're going to work one more of that corner section, so that treble in the stitch 3 rounds below, just before the double from last round. Double crochet in 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then 3 double crochet into that next stitch. And then double crochet in the next 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then ready to work that last treble just past the double crochet from last round, skipping the stitch behind, double crochet in 2, we'll skip this last stitch and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 and slip stitch over into the next stitch as well. Round 12, we're going to switch to color A. We'll work a back post slip stitch around back post slip stitch around that same stitch that we slip stitched into. Chain 3, and that chain 3 will count as an extended back post double crochet. So we'll work a back post around this next stitch, the back post double crochet, and then we'll work 4 back post half double crochet. 1, 2, 3 and 4 back post half double crochet, 3 half double into this next stitch, which should be the middle of the group of 3, and this is the start of our repeat now. So the 3 half double crochet in that middle or that stitch in the point, back post half double around the next 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, back post double around that treble, and then we want to work a back post extended double crochet. So pull the loop up, yarn over, just pull through one, and then we'll yarn over and pull through two twice for that extended back post double crochet. And then we want to work a two together of the extended back post. So yarn over once, go around the post of the next stitch to pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through the one loop, yarn over, pull through two, leaving the two loops on the hook. Yarn over, we'll go around the next stitch, pull up our loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two, and then we'll yarn over and pull through three. Extended back post double around the next stitch, and a back post double, and then ending the repeat with 4 back post half double crochet. It's 2, 3, and 4. Oops. There we go, 4. So that's one repeat. We're ready to start again with those 3 halves in the center stitch, 4 back post half, a back post double, an extended back post double, an extended 2 together back post double, an extended back post double, and 4 back post half. So you can go ahead and work that around for a total of 7 repeats, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. I've worked my 7 repeats and ready to finish up this round, working those 3 half double crochet in that next stitch, back post half around the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, back post double around that next stitch, the extended back post double, and the 2 together to finish off this round. So the extended double crochet, 2 together. Then we can join with the slip stitch on the top of our starting chain 3 to complete round 12. We're going to continue on with color A, so don't switch colors. So round 13, our final round of the hexagon, continuing with color A, we'll chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, and single crochet into that same stitch, the top of the chain 3. Then we'll single crochet in the next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which should bring us to that center half double crochet. So we'll work 3 single crochet in that stitch, and that's the start of our repeat with these 3 single crochet. We'll single crochet in the next 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then a single crochet 2 together. So pull up a loop in the next stitch, and working into the next stitch, pull up a loop there, yarn over, pull through all 3, and single crochet in the next 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and ready to start our repeat again. So you can do that a total of 7 times, and I'll meet you back here just before the end of this round. So on the final side here, I've started with my 3 single crochet in that next stitch, single crochet in the next 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll work that single crochet 2 together, slip stitch in the top of the first single crochet, and we can fasten off. There should be a total of 136 stitches on this round. So now we're going to make the small square that will help to connect these hexagons together. So for round 1, we want to take color A, and we'll make a magic ring. Chain 3. That chain 3 counts as a half double crochet plus a chain 1. Then for 7 times we will half double crochet, chain 1 into the ring. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, we're just going to close the ring just a little bit. We don't want to pull it tight just yet. And we are going to slip stitch into the second chain of the starting chain 3 and slip stitch into that first chain 1 space. So there should be 8 stitches with 8 chain 1s. So we're going to slip stitch into the same space with color B, chain 3, which counts as a half double crochet plus a chain 1. Okay, so skipping this half double crochet, we're going to make a half double crochet into that next chain 1 space. And then we're going to work into the ring in front of the chain 1 space. So down into the magic ring, we'll yarn over to make an extended double crochet, but working in front of the chain 1. So we pull through 1 first, then pull through 2 twice. And then we'll go back into that same chain 1 space and make another half double crochet. Chain 1. And we'll repeat that for a total of 7 times. So skipping the half double crochet, working a half double into the next chain 1 space, then working an extended double into the ring but in front of the chain 1 space, extended double crochet, half double crochet back in that same chain 1, and chain 1. So we've got 2 repeats. You can do 5 more and I'll meet you here at the end. So I've worked my 7 repeats. We're going to work into this last chain 1 space between those 2 half double crochet, just being careful not to get caught in our yarn tails there. So half double crochet in this last space, work the extended double, and I want to work over the loops of the ring if they've sort of separated there. Pull through 1 loop, pull through 2 twice, and then that first chain acted as our half double crochet, so we'll just slip stitch to the second chain there to finish off round 2. Then we can go ahead and tighten our magic ring and get ready for round 3. Round 3, we will slip stitch into this first chain 1 space using color A this time to pull up our loop for that slip stitch. Chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet. We want to make an extended front post double crochet around the half double crochet 2 rounds below. So around the color A stitch below, we're making a front post extended double. So I yarned over, went around the post to pull up my loop, pull through 1, and then pull through 2 to finish the front post extended double crochet. and we worked that in front of the chain 1. And then we'll make a half double crochet in the same chain 1 space where we made our opening chain 2. Chain 1. We'll skip these 3 stitches of color B and working into that next chain 1 space. And this is the start of our repeat. We'll make a half double crochet in that chain 1 space, extended front post double crochet around the color A 2 rounds below, and half double crochet back in that same chain 1 space. Chain 1 and skip 3 stitches. So that's 1 repeat. You want a total of 7 repeats, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after the 7th repeat, we'll have made our chain 1, and then we can slip stitch into the top of the starting chain 2. We should have 24 stitches and the 8 chain 1 spaces. For round 4, we're going to be using color B again, so we'll slip stitch over into this front post extended double using color B to finish that slip stitch. We'll chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet, and in the same stitch we'll make 4 more half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that'll equal 5 half double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, so to start our repeat, we'll skip this next stitch. We're going to work a front post double around the extended double crochet of color B 2 rounds below. So front post double, we're working in front of that chain 1. We'll skip a stitch and then into this next stitch we'll make those 5 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll work that a total of 7 times. So that's skipping a stitch, the front post double, skip a stitch, and the 5 halves. So once you've worked the 7 repeats, I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after the 7 repeats, we're ready to skip that stitch and work that front post double crochet 2 rounds below. And we'll skip that last stitch and we will slip stitch into the top of the starting chain 2 to complete round 4. 48 stitches. Round 5, we're going to use color A again. So we're going to work a back post slip stitch around that same stitch that we joined. Oops. Chain 2, which counts as a back post half double crochet. Then we'll work a back post single crochet around the next 3, 1, 2, and 3 back post single crochet, back post half around the next stitch. So that should be the last of that first group of 5. Oops, I'll try that once more. There we go. We'll skip this long stitch, work another back post half, and 3 back post single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to start the repeated section, so we're going to make a back post half double crochet first, chain 2, skip the next stitch and make a back post half double crochet around the next stitch. Back post single around the next 3, 1, 2, and 3. Back post half around the next. Skip the next stitch, work another back post half, and back post around the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we will work that, repeat a total of 3 times. So we're starting to make our corners. So with the repeat, you chain 2, back post half around the next, 3 back post single, back post half, skip a stitch, back post half, 3 back post single. So you can work the next 2 repeats of that, and I'll meet you just before we end this round. So just finishing up our last couple stitches here, we'll need to make 1 more back post half, and then instead of our final chain 2 space, we're going to chain 1 and then work a single crochet into the top of that starting chain 2, and that chain 1 plus the single crochet will act as a chain 2 space. Total of 40 stitches. So we're going to continue with color A for rounds 6 and 7. So if you wish to fasten off color B, you could do so now. So for round 6, we will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet into that corner space that we created with the chain 1 and the single crochet at the end of last round. We will half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2, single crochet in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Half double crochet in those next 2, which should bring us to that chain 2 corner space. So we will make 2 double crochet in that corner space, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet in the corner. So that corner is the start of our repeat, the 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, half double crochet in the next 2, be careful to get that first one, single crochet in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and half double crochet in those last 2 stitches before the corner for our first side. So you can go ahead and work that 2 more times, starting with the 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the corners, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So after our 3rd repeat, we should be just before that starting corner space. So we'll work 2 more double crochet in that corner space, chain 1, and single crochet in the top of that starting chain 3 to form the new corner. So it should be 56 stitches plus the 4 chain 2 corner spaces. Round 7, continuing with color A, chain 1, which does not count as a stitch, we'll make 2 single crochet into that corner space. Then we'll single crochet in the next 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, and 14. So we'll start our repeat in this next corner. We'll work the 3 single crochet in that corner space. 1, 2, 3, and then work the 14 single crochet down the side. So you can continue that all the way around. When we get to the end, we'll have finished the 14 on the side, and then we'll make 1 more single crochet in that space. So I'll meet you there. So when we've worked those 4 sides there, we'll just finish with 1 more single crochet in that corner space and join with a slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet, and then we can fasten off. So that should have total of 68 stitches for the square motif. So once you have made however many motifs you would like for your particular size of project, you can go ahead and join them together. There's multiple ways to do this. The designer often uses either a slip stitch join or single crochet join on the right side. So you would just match up your corner stitches with your octagon. So if you wish, you can put a stitch marker through that middle corner stitch on the square and through the middle stitch of the octagon motif to make sure you're joining those up. 2, okay, and then designer suggests using color A, and we'll start in that first marked stitch with the wrong sides together, and you can see how we have 2 loops here. So taking that inside loop of both stitches, and I'm going to show you first with a single crochet, just picking up that back loop of the stitch closest to us, and the inside, it's the back loop if we had this pointing the usual way, but both inside loops of both motifs. 1 loop on the square, insert your hook on the motif, and complete a single crochet. Okay, so it's the same process. If you were slip stitching, you would just insert in those 2 loops and make a slip stitch. I find if I do a slip stitch join, sometimes I like to use a size larger hook, or just remind myself to keep it fairly loose or it pulls. So if you use the single crochet, you'll see a bit of a ridge, which can be nice texture too. The slip stitch join just tightens that up a little bit more, and it's not as visible. Okay, so, but you can use whatever joining technique you prefer, and enjoy this lovely pattern.